Buenas tardes, Rosa. Voy a esperarme un ratito, los voy a dejar aquí, voy a dejar este en vivo, porque yo sí tengo algo que decir de lo que ha estado pasando en los últimos días. Good morning, good afternoon, the Queen. I'm gonna leave this up. Stay with me, don't go nowhere. I am gonna follow through with this live. Hi, Ontiveros. I am going to follow through with this live. I'm waiting for people to come on here because I do have something to say about what happened yesterday, today, and all last week. But I'm waiting a few minutes. I am going to relieve some of my pressure on this live. I'm not going to come after anybody, but I am going to say things how they are. People are not going to like where the chips fall. But oh well, that's usually the case with me and Ophelia. But at this point right now, I'm going to walk away from this live, but stay here. Stay here. I'm going to be right back. My birdies are in here with me, fighting with me. They want attention, and every time I start talking, they want to talk louder than me. But I did come live on here because I did comment a couple of times last night on Ophelia's live about a certain person that I want to talk about on this live. If he has something to say, he can say it to me in my face. But we'll talk about it in a few. I don't know if it's the weather. It's cold today. It's nice and warm. It's hot actually down here in South Texas, Jenny. But I don't know if it's the weather or if there's actually something pollinating out there. But my allergies are all riled up. And so is my anger issues. But, you know, I'm the only one that can pick on Ophelia and get away with it. Oh, somebody's message was deleted. Why? Thank you, the Queen. You're doing the right thing. Don't let them come over here if they're not. I don't know. I hope I have it on subscribers mode only. But anyways, I'm waiting for a few minutes. It's been 4 minutes since I turned on this live. And let me tell you, there's a lot of people that want to just talk. And it's been rare. I have not come live in a long time. But I wanted to do this live from my platform. That way nobody says nothing. But as far as who can fight with Ophelia, thank you, Cynthia Leach. I'm the only one that can fight with Ophelia and get away with it. Because she's my sister. Don't be stupid. You know. And I'm the only one that can say, yes, Ophelia does things that are not perfect, but Ophelia is not Mother Teresa of Calcutta's cousin, is she? Nor does she claim to be Mother Teresa of Calcutta's cousin. And I don't either. Now, me and Ophelia can both tell you we were raised in the pews of the Pentecostal church and we do know the Bible left and right. That doesn't mean that we go to church still or that we're hiding behind Mother Teresa of Calcutta's skirt. Hi, Nadia. Please share, please share. But, I'm not sure why Ophelia is so cool with this person. It's been 6 minutes. I'm going to wait to the 8 mark. I'm not cool with that person. I don't know him from Jack, but I don't want to know him. I don't watch his show. I don't need to watch his show from what I hear, right? So let's, get some points straight. Why am I not cool with this person? And I'm not sure. I think being a dandy would be a nice word for that person. He's a womanizer. He's always going to be like Frank Marr, a low-class womanizer. And I have talked to his third girlfriend about it a few months back sometime last year. Ophelia had to go to one of her offices up in Brownsville. And I was with Ophelia on that trip, and she met up with a lady that I didn't know who she was. And it turned out to be this man's third girlfriend or wife. And I was talking bad to her about him. And I did tell her, it's been 7 minutes, I did tell her he's a womanizer, and the same thing that he did with you to the second wife, he's going to do to you again. Because that's the kind of low-class person that he is. So, of course, to somebody like him, what's going on with Goyo, and he just barely looked into it yesterday? He just barely looked into whether it's legal or illegal what they're doing to Goyo. And Ophelia has a lost case because they didn't say it to Goyo in his face? The hell's wrong with you, mister? Because what you're doing in Texas is not illegal. You can jump from one woman's bed to another woman's bed to another woman's bed and be cheating on the very first woman that you had and still live with her. That's not illegal in Texas because all of you all are adults. So since what you're doing, Frank Marr Jr., is not illegal, you think that what everybody's doing is not illegal too? If you think that nobody's going to bring it to your doorstep, I will bring what you're doing to your doorstep in public. You were still with your second wife when you went around and cheated on her with the third one. But that's legal. In Texas, it's not illegal what you did because it's between adults. What you did in Texas is not illegal because it's between adults. Even if you were married to somebody and you cheated on that person with another person, that in Texas is not illegal, sir. Whether these people told my nephew in his face or didn't tell my nephew in his face, it is my nephew's mother, who is my sister's responsibility to tell her son what's going on because her son does socialize with people in this one cow town, sir. Her son goes to the gym. He drives himself to H-E-B to go and get stuff. He drives himself to Tractor Supply to go get pet food for his dogs. He drives himself to Whataburger, and while he's at those places, sir, he does talk to people that do watch what you and everybody else does on social media. So, if he's not informed of what's going on social media by his mother, if he's not warned about what's going on social media by his mother, if he's not told, you know what, it doesn't matter what they tell you over there, you remember your family has your back. Your mom has your back. Doesn't matter what they tell you out there, you remember that your mom's always here for you. Then he will be in a shock when he goes to the Tractor Supply, starts talking to people, and they start saying what they're talking about on social media about him. It's real easy for you to try to wipe your ass on Ophelia's show and say, oh, I didn't know that they were saying that. That's really low. Or, I barely looked into it yesterday. I barely looked into it yesterday, and I'm not sure if you're going to win a case because they didn't really tell him to his face. F you, sir. F you. And I could be vulgar about it. Because I could call you a dandy, but all you are is a low-class womanizer. And the state of Texas doesn't have laws against what you're doing. And that's because somebody that wrote the books probably was doing it too. But what they're doing to my nephew is illegal. What they're doing to me is illegal. But I haven't said anything about it because I don't want to get involved in what's going on between all these women that are doing the same thing that you are. And I'm reconnected now. I don't know what's going on. If somebody's reporting my show, I don't really care. Because I'm here to talk about only one person. And I'm here to set his little ass straight. What he's doing to Vanessa Tijerina is the same thing that Frank Marr did for years. And why did Frank Marr do it? Because they like to be bullying women and getting away with it. Both him and Frank Marr were cut by the same scissors. They're both womanizing men that like to take advantage of women. And I don't really care if Ophelia wants to promote his show or not. I'm here to say enough is enough. And Ophelia has the right to tell her son what she's telling him because her son does go out into this community of one cows. Nadia, everybody knows who I'm addressing. I'm not going to name that person here. If you want to know who I'm addressing, go to Ophelia's show last night. Nadia. Everybody knows who I'm addressing. And he knows. When he sees it, he's going to know because he's a womanizer just like Frank Marr was. He's on his third wife or fourth one. I don't know how many he's had. But he was on his third one last year when I talked with her in face-to-face conversation. And I told her a dog that eats eggs is going to continue eating eggs and even if you burn his mouth, he's going to continue to try to eat those eggs. And to him, it's funny to be looking down at women or putting them down or being a womanizer with them because it's not illegal in Texas. See, there makes a difference. What he's doing and I'm making public is legal in Texas. It's not illegal, so it's got to be legal because it's between adults. But for him to come to a show and say that he didn't know it was going on, somebody's lying, especially when he's been on those other platforms just talking bullshit on the sidelines, and he's been there. Whether he likes the chips where they fall or not, I'm bringing them right to the front of his doorstep. You know, it's not illegal until somebody brings it to your doorstep, sir. Whether you're with the third one or the second one or the first one, I don't really care. It's not my problem. But that you did cheat on all three of those females at the same time, two, and two, is true. I have had enough from all of them. Why do you think I'm at my house, Teresa Riley, doing this show, and I just got a call from Ophelia? Because Ophelia knows who I'm talking about. And even this morning, she's still going to say, I'm not going to say that he's right or wrong. I'm just going to put it out there. No, I'm going to put his shit out there. I'm going to put his shit out there. In the last 2 years or 2.5 years, that man has been with 3 different women in Texas, in South Texas. And what he's doing is not illegal because it's all between adults. Now, his show has never had a real topic about anything. Am I promoting his show? No, I'm not. I'm just saying he's never had a topic about anything because all he's doing is streaming her over and over and over, Red Rover. Do I like the woman that he's streaming? No, I don't even like her. But I still got to be here trying to defend her wretched ass because Frank Moore did the same thing to her. They think it's funny. He didn't shut anybody down because it wasn't convenient. I'm not making any money here. I'm at 576 followers. But enough is enough. Why didn't I do it on Mujeres Unidas? Or why didn't I go on Ophelia's show to say this? Because Ophelia would have stopped the show. Ophelia would have stopped the show because she doesn't want to offend anybody. And you know what? At this point, I don't care who I offend. But I want to offend him. I want to let everybody know that he's had 3 different women, 2 together and another 2 together because he cheated on somebody to get to the next one. And then he cheated on the next one to get to the next one. So that everybody can know what character he has. And why he would go on Ophelia's show when she's defending her son and say that he doesn't think, in his opinion, what those people did to her son was illegal. And then I was hearing Yaya, and yes, there's a lot of things that Ophelia does that I don't agree with. If you're not going to give somebody your condolences, don't do it. I didn't give anybody my condolences. I just didn't say anything. Just don't say anything. You don't have to be Mother Teresa of Calcutta's cousin and give every person your condolences because some people are going to tell you, you know what, bitch, keep them. And that bitch told everybody that even helped her or sent flowers and laughed about it. So if you don't want to go through that, then you just don't say nothing. Is Ophelia going to listen to me because I'm her older sister? No, she's not. And she doesn't have to. But that's why I have this platform, and that's why I can go on my own platform and say, you know what? Enough is enough. Ophelia has had to pay 3 or 4 times the lawyer to get her ass out of jail because of shit that other people have done to her. And when I got incarcerated, nobody did an investigation. Nobody called me up and said, hey, we're doing a warrant for you. In fact, I could put the warrant for my arrest on here, and you all can see that only the first paragraph of that warrant talks about me harassing somebody, and that's only the opinion of that person, and that person wasn't even here. But yet I was still incarcerated. And then the next 2 pages are about Ophelia and whatever happened between Ophelia and these people. It wasn't even about me. Yet the judge still signed it. So what's the difference? Nobody asked me. Nobody brought me in to ask me anything about the warrant that was issued out for me. Yet I've lost money for 2 years at $31.50 an hour, and I have receipts to prove it. I've been sitting here waiting to see. I didn't get fired, but I have to put up with ignorant people saying that I got fired. No, I never got fired. At the end, after 9 months, the company told me we can no longer hold this post for you. You never have settled things in the court. Well, how can you settle things in the court when all the court people are all sitting on the papers? Ophelia's here. Like I tell you, I'm going to say things on my platform because that way Ophelia won't shut down the show. But that person should have said something last night instead of trying to hide behind the fact that he was just looking into it, that he barely heard about it. No, he didn't just barely hear about it because they all talk to each other and he's been on other people's platforms. But yet Ophelia kept him there. And Ophelia's still saying, ay, pobrecito. No, he's a womanizer. He has done the same thing that Frank Moore did to his wife 3 times. So did 3 different women in the last 2 years. And he's going to continue doing it because in South Texas, it's not illegal what he's doing. They're all adults. Well, Ophelia just went out. She came and got something from the hielera. There's always waters or teas in my hielera. But I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm just here to say I'm doing this on my platform or on my own because I'm tired of their shit. I didn't get fired. I can show everybody a paper that states that I was honorably discharged. Ophelia showed it on one of her shows. From that job because I'm still waiting. After 2 years, I'm still waiting to see what the heck is gonna happen with a misdemeanor incarceration that I got. Do you all realize how much $31.50 times 2 years at 40 hours and 48 hours a week cost me? Almost $150,000. Have I cried to anybody? Have I said anything? Yeah, every once in a while I'll say, yeah, I've been here 2 years sitting on my ass. Has anybody say, hey, Angie, how are you? How are you doing? You know what? I have 4 loyal people that have been there since the very beginning. Faye Marufo, Jack and Jill, Peacocks United, Hopi, and I appreciate them. But I'm not here to say anything about that except that I'm the one that suffered. Did anybody pay anything for me to get out of jail? No, they didn't have to because I got a PR bond. But were all my civil rights when I was in there violated? Yes, they were. So when some stupid person goes on a platform to say that I want to sue the city of Raymondville, oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm waiting for them to do something about this case. Either dismiss it or take us all to court. But as soon as that's over, then I'm going to turn around and I am going to do it. Because somebody lost me some money. If I wouldn't have won that money with that $1 bill that I had, that my little sister took me to flip, I wouldn't have been able to fix that red Nissan. That red Nissan had been parked without a motor, with a broken motor for 2 years because I didn't have the money to fix it. But el que me mantiene a mí sabe todas mis necesidades. Do I still have that money? No. I want enough money to pay my sisters that have been supporting me, my 2 sisters, for the last 2 years. If something comes up in my house, they have had my back. Do you think that I wasn't going to pay them when I got that much money given to me by God? He owns everything. He does things his way. The first people that got paid were my 2 sisters. And then the third thing that happened was I took that truck On the 24th of January, when I won that money, I think I won the money 2 days before that. But on the 24th of January, that truck went to get fixed. It went to get another motor put in. And now it's in my driveway. I'm driving it. But things get done in a timely manner when you believe a certain way. And this person went, I'm mad because this person went on her show. She did it. And she allowed it. And she was, I'm not reading all this, all the comments. So my moderators, please block whoever's in here talking smack. I don't need them to be in here talking smack. Let them go and get another email and re-come in here. The only reason I came on is to say, who are you to say that Ofelia shouldn't have told Goito anything? Ofelia's Goito's mom. Ofelia's going to protect Goito at all costs. And one of the things as a mother that is her responsibility to do for her son is tell him, this is going on. This is what's being said. And when you're out there, if anybody tells you anything, I'm here for you.
I had already left. Hey!
That's her job.
Nachita! Come over here, bitch! Mama Testa! Mama Testa, Nachita!
That's Ofelia's job. Ofelia's job is to come
here.
And do this on my show.
Get over here, bitch! Mama Testa culera! That bitch is here! Unbelievable! This is what I love. You can't stand us, but here you are. And now you're going to go make another account. I was already close to the fucking bank.
Why did you go? Were you going to go flip it or what?
No. No, I was over there close to, in front of the light. I was already at the light in front of the bank. And I drove back to tell this bitch, Mama Testa
She's
culera.
like, that bitch is still on and I know she has a chair. I have to go and put my pastel right on top of her head.
She comes over here, bitch. Culerita, Mama Testa cabrona. She comes over here with, blame your dumbass bitch of a sister, bitch. Chingaste a tu madre, culera, porque te gané. At first I thought it was Brownsville. But now I know it's not because Brownsville was live when that motherfucking bitch. Te gané, culerita.
She sure did, the queen. She did a U-turn.
Te gané. Y Mama Testa, perra.
She's waiting for you, bitch, to come back. No, you know what these people need to know is that I'm Ofelia's sister. I'm going to take care of Ofelia. That's me, my job as a sister. And her job as a mother is to protect her children. And if she has to roll over anybody to do that, she's going to do it. That includes these damn one-cow town judges. Ofelia was at a court when she couldn't defend her son. But I can guarantee you Ofelia's not going to be in a court this second time around. She's not. And neither am I. You all need to realize that a lot of times I don't say nothing because Ofelia doesn't want to offend anybody. But I'm not monetizing here. I don't care. Either way, I was going to throw the chips where they belonged with that person that's a womanizer, and what he's doing in Texas is not illegal. That's the only thing he needs to worry about. What he's doing in Texas is not illegal until it comes to a divorce case. There makes a difference. Adultery is not illegal in Texas, but if adultery is going to be used in a court case, they will allow it, and somebody's going to lose. So those are the kind of laws and stuff that he needs to know because that's where his realm is. Bullying women that allow him to bully them, that's on that woman. When when this year started, before this year started, I had said I was going to use her to promote my channel in the mornings because everybody was using her anyways, and that's when she started reporting people, and he was one of the people that she reported, and then he figured out how he could still use her and continue what he was doing, you know, when his other platform was reported. But I'm not going to use her. I don't need her. I don't need to make anything come about with this show. You know, I'm just here because he pissed me off, saying that he didn't know, that he barely found out yesterday and it was low class what they were doing to him. Oh no, he's been knowing for a long time because he's been on all these other platforms for a long time. Why does a man like that go to these other platforms? Hey, there's frustrated women, three frustrated women on one of them. There's another one down in Brownsville, frustrated. You know, I don't know. Does he have an age gap? I don't know if he does or not, but he's a womanizer, and that's all I need to know to stay clear of that person. Because I don't need to be going out with nobody like that. That means that he's broke all the time. You know, so screw that. But for him to actually go on Ophelia's platform and say that he didn't know, that's bullshit. I'm going to tell him he's full of shit. And what he's doing is not illegal. What he is doing is not illegal. What I just did is not illegal either because I didn't lie. I did not lie. He cheated on the first one and went to the second one, and then he cheated on her to be with the third one that I talked to. And I told her he's going to do it to you too, whether he's nice to you or your kids or not. He does know Teresa Riley. He does know everything that goes on every platform, but we can all act stupid and look the other way because we're all trying to make money off of Ophelia. I'll say the same thing as everybody else. You know, but enough is enough. Am I going to say that they took my background, which they did, and they still are, because these women are all frustrated. And if you notice, 2.5 of them are lesbians, semi-lesbians. The other concubine is probably a semi-lesbian too, so that makes 2.5. And the third one is just a straight out bisexual person because, you know, they've said it about her and her husband and another person that that man uses mostly on his show. So, you know, that other person lived with that person for a few months there, so we don't know what was going on behind those closed doors, and we don't care. I don't care, you know, but thank you. They gave these to me last night. And the other ones are still there. I bought these little ones at Ross, like, I want to say like 3 years ago for $8.99, and they have never come off. So I just put another one in there. Teresa Riley, you're right. A dog's not going to change his spots. It doesn't matter. But that dog is always going to say that what he's doing is not wrong. So he's going to try to defend whoever's on his corner. Well, I'm not on his corner. I'm not, Ophelia. I'm not on that person's corner. That person is not on my nephew's corner, even though he knows it's wrong. He needs to just continue doing what he's doing because what he's doing is all right. You know, what he's doing is fine with the state of Texas because it's all between adults. But For him to say that he doesn't know what's going on and he didn't find out until yesterday, that there is a straight up lie. Let me cover my tracks, let me cover my ass, is what it is. And I'm not here to cover anybody's ass, because what they did with my background is they went to the top of the building with a feather pillow, and then they started shaking it, and then they were running down trying to catch all the feathers. They can't. You know. I love my sister. My sister would have already turned off her show because she doesn't want me to offend anybody. But these people don't care if they're offending me. They don't care if they're offending Ophelia. They don't care. And you all know I've been here 36 minutes and I have not mentioned not one of them's name except for Frank Marr. And that was only to show this person's character is like Frank Marr's, where they will be taking a woman and all her shows and using that woman's shows to their advantage and think that they're not doing nothing wrong. But since they're doing something that's shady, oh, what that other person did was not illegal. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Why not, Teresa? They were trying to catch them, but no, they were trying to make sure that they flew everywhere. And do you think that I didn't hear about the duck? They're so stupid that they don't know the difference between a duck and a goose, Teresa Riley. My goose was 9 years old. And, 9 years is a long time to have a pet. But that's part of nature. I mean, a tacuache got her. A possum got her. So it's like, that's part of nature. But they came the very next day on their little show, and they were talking about me and the duck. No, it wasn't a duck. It was a goose. There's a difference. Well, I hope they did reschedule it, Nadia. Yes, my pet passed away, and I'm thinking about well, Ophelia says I spend other money on other things, because I went to the feed store here, and they have some. They're $16 each. And I'm like, oh. But I want you all to know, when I was gone for that 1 year, I was sending somebody almost $200 a month to take care of that goose and my yard. It was a double work, but still, I mean, she would come across the street and make sure my yard was cut and feed my goose. But nobody knew that I was not here, because my neighbors don't really know when I'm here or not. They see my vehicle out there, but I'm inside the house. I'm not out there, and I'm not bugging my neighbors or nothing. People come over here sometimes and pick me up on their vehicle, so my vehicle stays parked outside. But, yes, it's sad when you have pets that you've had for that amount of time and then they pass away, but it was a natural cause. It was not, it was probably violent for her, but I didn't see it until it was over, So it wasn't like but I do have the possum cages out now. Now I'm taking revenge on the possums and relocating them. I'm not even, I don't do nothing to them. I just relocate them outside of town. But these people think it's funny. These people think it's, it's okay. And then they want to get mad because I call out their truths, If you have proof of anything on me, do it, show it, talk about it, you know. But I can guarantee you, if you do have proof, it's somebody that was 35 and I was like 50, you know. You ain't gonna be, saying anything else. But that's the way the cookie crumbles, ladies. It was nice having you all here, letting me vent for 40 minutes. It was nice having that little girl show up in my house, in and out of my door, like she wasn't here. I'm not sure what the lifespan is, but I have had friends that have had cookies, more than one, for longer than 15 years. So I'm sure that if you take care of them, like this one was well taken care of. I mean, she was outside most of the time, but I took her out when it was getting warmer, but it was either her little foot got caught on high grass in one of the kennels, because the kennels have high grass in them. In my yard, I have two kennels that are probably 20 by 30. They're 6-foot fenced in kennels for dogs, but I've never had dogs in them. I've had chickens at some point, and I've had her. And the doors were open to the kennels so that she could go in there. I'm sure that when I go in there to cut that grass or have somebody cut that grass out in there, there's going to be lots of eggs everywhere. But she would go in under the grass and stuff. But this time she was on top and the grass had already gone down because of the cold weather. So I'm thinking that her foot got caught in it. So she couldn't run if her little foot got caught in the grass. She couldn't run. If she hadn't gone in the kennel, she could have ran all over the yard. The yard is short. I don't want a dog. No way. Yeah. I don't think so. You're not going to try to stick me with a dog, then I'm going to have to be worrying about fleas and ticks and worms. No, that's a lot of extra work. I already had to cook for that goose every day. I wasn't even cooking for myself. That goose had it done deal. Look, the birds in here, these birdies have it good, girl. They eat canary seeds. They eat a mix of cockatiel seeds. Then they get flower seeds. Then they get pretzels. And then they want to look at me funny. You all think it's funny? Let me show you the baby. He's so big. Look at the baby. He was a quarter size 3 weeks ago. But look at him now. He's getting his I think he's going to have a yellow head. He's getting his tail feathers. He's getting his regular feathers. These babies all have it made. And they have more sex than Ophelia does, let me tell you, because I got so many babies. Look at his panza, look. Look at his panza. He's gonna be like Elvis. I think he's gonna have a complete yellow head. But she had 4 eggs and she only hatched out 1, but that's okay. But I'm trying to get him to learn that I'm gonna touch him, because otherwise he's gonna be trying to bite me when he gets bigger like the other ones. But I don't know. I think the life expectancy on all these birds can be a long time if you take care of them. But I mean, they think I'm their damn maid. And then I tell you, they look at me funny if they don't get pretzels or if they don't get flower seeds up. The mixed bird cockatiel food has flower seeds, but they want extra flower seeds. And then they want, besides extra flower seeds, they also want canary seeds extra in there. or sorghum or stuff like that. But I'm going to let y'all go. Thanks for being with me and knowing that, yeah, sometimes we get to the point where we have to vent. And I do have my own platform. I will vent here because Ophelia would have turned that show down. She would have turned it all down since the second minute that I started talking about that person. But I don't care. That person can kiss my royal behind, and I will tell him how far down the Aztec line I go. But y'all enjoy the rest of your afternoon, ladies.